Welcome back to Thundersport GB at Cadwell Park, and down on the grid, the Morello Services Thundersport GP1s, including the stock thousands and the Super Twins. They are lined up ready to roll, all except for Les Liney, who's had to park his number 47 Ducati up against the Armco. What a shame. We light one Super Twin for this race, but it's watch the lights time. Crowe on pole position. Determinedly getting away there, but Alex, good start from Alex on his Ducati, Steve.
Yes, great start from Michael Robertson on the second row as well. Number 99, another orange bike, slots into second. Peter Baker third, Greg Lewis fourth. So Crowe been pushed back to fifth position there from pole.
Yes, we'll have to see how long he remains there. He didn't get a particularly good start earlier on, but he certainly made hay, and he is catching. And Michael Robertson, the young Scots rider, has made it through to the front. Alex Heaton just getting done there by Phil Crowe. Crowe up to second.
Quick place to be going past somebody into Chris Curve, and Phil Crowe not content with that. Let's have two riders in three corners. Up to first position then, defending champion Phil Crowe. That's how you do it around Cadwell Park.
Yeah, it is, I think, very much his home circuit, but Phil definitely on it today. Michael Robertson hanging on to second. Alex Heaton, though, bit of a recovery there in third place. And there's Greg Lewis. He's having another good run, Steve.
Yeah, Greg, a rider that has been in and around club racing for, well, so many years. And really nice to see that after quite a few nasty injuries and life-threatening injuries here and there, he's back to his best again. But Phil Crowe leads then, Robertson second, Heaton just ahead of Baker there into barn corner.
Yes, Peter Baker just lining Alex Heaton up there, and gets alongside and uses the power of the Suzuki and is up in third place. And Greg Lewis, a very interested spectator of that manoeuvre, will be thinking about doing the same, I'm sure, before long.
Yep, and there is Night Road Racing, Alex Heaton, Superstock rider. A bit further back, there's Ash Chivers, just ahead there of number 13, and that's Mark Pennington.
Yes, Mark, something of a newcomer, and I believe he's raced with Emira. He'll obviously do most of the racing at Mallory Park, but he's shown a tidy turn of speed, and he's certainly a number of people's one to watch. I heard John Ward talking about him, and he ranks he's a rider with a great future.
Well, yeah, there he is. In fact, with the orange bib on, just to the back of that group is Tom Webb. So here are the leaders then, Phil Crowe. Michael Robertson doing very well to stick with Phil Crowe in the early stages of this race. Peter Baker in a solid third ahead of Heaton, and there's Greg Lewis in fifth position.
Yeah, Greg still there or thereabouts, and it is another impressive performance from Michael Robertson. There he is, number 99. We saw in the earlier race that Phil Crowe's ability, particularly his ability on that machine around this circuit, is supreme, and he can seemingly ride away at will, but Michael Robertson really living with him at the moment.
Yeah, it's a stock bike as well of Michael Robertson's number 99, and look at this, he's got some supreme drive out of barn corner. Michael Robertson, number 99, leads the race.
I'd love to have seen the cartoon that would have been the face of Phil Crowe at that time. I honestly don't think Phil was expecting anybody to power past him like that. That was a fantastic run by Michael Robertson. There's Lee Reeve. Oh,
that's Pennington.
Oh no, Mark Pennington really did. That's a very quick off there on the run up to Charlie's, and that grass, of course, in these wet conditions, it is amazingly slippery, and there's not a lot of retardation. You're on there and you do fly. And
Crowe takes the lead. Sorry about that. Be interesting to see if this race continues after that, because he looked a little bit hurt there, Pennington. Hopefully he is up and okay. We saw a shot, as you mentioned, of Reevely and Scott Adam having a tasty battle.
And Michael Robertson there, yes, his hands in the air. He very quickly spotted red flags. And yeah, the race, as you thought, it's just been called to a halt, but my goodness me, Michael Robertson was really quick on the uptake there. I saw him signal that at the bottom of the hill. So a short stoppage, and Mark taking the med centre for checks, but away they go again. And this time, Greg Lewis getting a really good start.
Yeah, Michael Robertson from that second row still doing very well, although it's not quite as favourable as race one. You know, that's your luck sometimes. He was doing very well in that first part of the race. This, a fresh restart. So, well, good news, though, for Greg Lewis, number 46. He leads the GP1 race ahead of 2009 champion Peter Baker and 2010 champion Phil Crowe.
Yep, Phil having more... He's going to try again down towards Mansfield, don't tell me. He's lining up Peter Baker. He's stuffing it down the inside. Yes, he was coming through, wasn't he? Taking no prisoners.
Yeah, he's got Mansfield sussed. It's not an easy corner either. Off camber, very slippery. So a good move there from Phil Crowe, and I think he's just about ready to make a move on Greg Lewis as well, as Michael Robertson eyes up Peter Baker.
Alex Heaton there in 5th place on that KR Ducati. Good to have around the paddock night racing. Very jolly bunch indeed. Their man chasing these leading four up the hill. Phil Crowe, he'll try anywhere, won't he? I mean, he really does look supremely confident around Cadwell Park. There's Angelo De Rosa in 6th place at the moment.
Yeah, and Scott Adam is just behind him. So Scott Adam, another night road racer in the Super Twins, has got the better of Lee Reevely. Lee Reevely's fallen back, so I don't know if we've got a problem for him. But at the front here, Greg Lewis doing his best to hold off Phil Crowe. He'll do well if he can hold him off all the way to the end of the park straight, though.
Yes, indeed. Just looking slightly further back there, that looks like Ash Chivers just being done by Tony Rainford. Tony there, number 12.
Yeah, and Phil Crowe's got out in front, so as they make their way down into Mansfield, it's now Crowe from Greg Lewis and Michael Robertson. You've got to feel a little bit sorry for Michael. He had a chance of winning that race in the first part, but now it's a fresh restart. Really, he's got a lot on his plate if he wants to try and get past Greg and catch up with Phil.
Oh, goodness me, though, he's trying, isn't he? Greg Lewis under really, really big pressure from Michael Robertson and Peter Baker there in 4th place. A bit of a watching brief at the moment, these three ahead of them, but they're all lapping fractionally quicker than Peter.
Robertson then just behind Greg Lewis, and there's the leader, Phil Crowe, on the exit of the hairpin into Barn Corner. He's going to try and get away here. Lewis, fantastic riding from Greg Lewis in 2nd position. There's Alex Heaton, Angelo De Rosa, and there's Scott Adam leading Super Twins, and Lee Reevely just behind him. And then you've got Barnes just behind them as well. So good running from the Super Twins.
Oh, Steve McElwain dumping his Suzuki there. He's okay, but far too heavy. That's it, let the lads do it for you. Steve giving him a helping hand, though. Good man. As, Phil Crowe out the front. You fancy Steve, it has to be his. He's broken the toe, and he's broken their hearts as well. He's just pouring it on at the front and riding away from them.
Yeah, you have to say, as he showboats all the way up to Hall Bends, there's a turn coming up, Phil, that he would have been favourite still, even toe-to-toe with Robertson in the first part of the race, but it will certainly look like the more exciting of the two, and he has a big look over his shoulder. Crowe here is going to make it 3 from 3 of the weekend and extend his championship lead on home turf.
Yeah, he's having a look over his shoulder so he can practice another wheelie. Yes, there it goes. Quelle surprise, over the line. Well done to Phil Crowe. Another good win here for him at what must be his favourite circuit. He just laps it up, doesn't he, literally. Over the shoulder once again, see whether there's anybody there. Well, Michael Robertson crossing in 2nd place, and of course, winning the stock thousands, but a change in the Super Twins. We'll pick that up in a minute. Phil Crowe there, the winner from Michael Robertson. Greg Lewis 3rd, Angelo De Rosa 4th, Alex Heaton 5th, and Chris Barnes